Okay, after you make 5 pieces, and next we're gonna sew the 2 front panels into the back panel first. And before we sew, make sure the wrong side is facing you. So all 3 panels here, wrong side facing me. Because we're gonna sew into the wrong side, okay? So I already marked the first front panel into the back panel, and I'm gonna show you how to mark this front panel. So I bring my marker stitch and insert into the first stitch of the front panel right here, and then insert into the first stitch of the back panel right here. So when I make my front panel, I have 14 rows here, okay? And then we're gonna count the back panel till we have 14 rows. So this is row 1, okay? So when you see this part, that means you have 2 rows in there. See? This is just 1. Okay, so this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14 right here. Insert the hook, insert my stitch marker there into the row 14th, and then insert into the last stitch of the front panel here. Okay, so we have 14 rows of the front panel and then 14 rows of the back panel. Okay, and we will start sewing. So this is the tail that we left earlier. We're gonna use that tail to sew the pieces together. So first I just gonna turn, because right now my tail is on the left, so I like to sew from the right to the left, like so. So I just gonna sew this side first, and I bring my yarn needle. You can use any method you like. I just gonna remove marker. And then I insert my needle into the first stitch of the back panel, which is the marker stitch we just removed. And then insert into the first stitch of the front panel. I just gonna sew normal back and forth. So insert the needle into next stitch of the back panel and then next stitch of the front panel and pull through. And then insert into the next stitch of the back panel and next stitch of the front panel, like so, and pull the yarn through. Insert into the next stitch and next stitch. Insert into next stitch here and then next stitch there, like so. Okay, this is how I sew mine. And like I said, you can use any method you like. I just want to show you guys. This is how I sew mine. I just gonna continue sewing till I reach the marker stitch right here. So the last stitch, it should be this marker stitch, right? And then marker stitch there as well. Alright, and I will meet you guys back in when you reach the marker stitch. Okay, now I have one stitch left, which is the marker stitch. So I'm just gonna insert my needle into the marker stitch here, and marker stitch there, pull it through, and then I'm just gonna remove marker, and then we're just gonna weave the end. I'm just gonna try to make a knot first. Just gonna make a knot right here. And then weave the end. And then keep weaving the end. Make sure it's secure, and then you trim the tail, and you're done with this part. And then you're gonna sew the other side exactly the same. Okay, whatever method you use for this side, you're gonna do the same with this side. And then I will meet you guys back in when you have this side sew. Okay, now after you sew the shoulder seam here, the two front panel to the back panel, and next we're gonna sew the sleeve into the front panel and back panel. Okay, and I'm sorry that I cannot show you the whole project because it's really big, and I just gonna show you guys in the paper here. So this is the back panel, and this is front panel, and this is front panel, and we already sew this part, right? And next we're gonna sew the sleeve into the front panel and the back panel there. Make sure that in the middle of the shoulder seam right there. Okay, so this is the front panel and the back panel. Front panel, and still the wrong side facing you. Okay, we're gonna keep sewing on the wrong side. So I already marked the sleeve into the front panel and the back panel. So here I have 28 stitches on my sleeve, and I split evenly into the front panel and in the back panel. So I have 14 stitches here on the front panel, and then 14 stitches from this marker all the way down here to the back panel. I hope it makes sense. Alright, and this is the yarn that we left, the tail that we left earlier. We're gonna use this tail to sew them together. And I use my yarn needle. Again, here is still wrong side facing you. Okay, first I gonna remove marker first, and remember the stitch, the marker stitch, because we're gonna insert the needle into that stitch. Okay, so remove marker, I hold on into that stitch, and then I insert my needle into that stitch, the marker stitch, and pull the yarn through like so. And then I'm gonna insert my needle into next stitch of the sleeve panel, both loop. Okay, and then insert the needle into next stitch of the front panel, both loop as well. And then I'm gonna repeat that. Insert my needle into next stitch of the sleeve panel, and then insert my needle into next stitch of the front panel, both loop. Make sure you don't sew too tight or too loose. Okay, I'm just gonna repeat that into every stitch. Insert into next stitch, of the front panel, and then next stitch, sorry, the sleeve panel and then the front panel, like so. I'm just gonna sew back and forth. This is how I sew mine. You can use any method you like. Okay, I'm just gonna repeat this. Insert into next stitch of the sleeve panel and then next stitch of the front panel. Okay, just want to show you on the right side. Here is the right side. And then I just gonna continue sewing into every stitches. Don't sew too tight or too loose. You can take your time, go slowly, and use any method you like. And I will meet you guys back in when you come to the end here, which is this marker stitch. Alright. Now I'm at the end here, but I'm gonna show you the last stitch. It's just do the same, but I just wanna show you guys anyway. So this is the last stitch of the sleeve. I'm gonna insert the needle there to the same marker stitch, and then insert the needle into the marker stitch of the back panel there, and then pull through. Now we're done, and then I'm just gonna remove marker. And now I'm just gonna whip the end back here. Just gonna make a couple knots. Make one more knot. And then I'm just gonna whip the end. Okay, keep whipping the end and make sure it's secure, and then you trim the tail and you're done. This is how we sew the sleeve into the body part. And you're gonna sew the other sleeve exactly the same, whatever method you sew for this side, you're gonna do the other side exactly the same. And then when you have the other side sewn, and I will meet you guys back in. Okay, now I already sew both sleeve, and then sorry I can't show you guys the whole project. Okay, so after you sew both sleeve, you're gonna fold your cardigan in half, and then this is still the wrong side facing each other. Okay, and we're gonna start sew on the side seam. We still sewing on the wrong side. This is right side facing each other. So I just gonna show you in here. So this is the back panel and front panel. We already sewed this part, and then the sleeve we already sewed this part, right? And then I just fold it like so. You wanna fold your cardigan like this, and then like I said, right side facing each other. We gonna sew on the wrong side. Start sewing from the bottom all the way up till you reach the armpit, and then continue sewing all the way down of your sleeve, all the way down to the cuff. But we're gonna cut the new yarn. I'm gonna cut the color A, about 60 to 70 inches long. Okay, keep sewing, and then when I reach the cuff right here, I'm gonna stop right here, and then I'm gonna use the color B tail that we left earlier to continue sewing the rest right here till we reach the bottom of the cuff. Okay, and then we're gonna start sewing. I'm just gonna turn my cardigan here. I have my new strand of yarn here, and then my yarn needle ready to go. So I'm gonna start from the bottom of the front panel here. In the first stitch I insert my needle there, and then insert my needle into the first stitch of the back panel, both loop, like so. Bring it out. My tail is pretty long. And then I'm just gonna tie those tails together. And then gonna insert my needle into next stitch here of the front panel, and then next stitch of the back panel, like so. And then insert my needle into next stitch of the front panel, and then next stitch of the back panel. Insert my needle into next stitch of the front panel, and then next stitch of the back panel. See, it's very easy. I sew the same as when I sew the sleeve into the body part. See? I'm just gonna keep sewing. Again, you can use any method you like. And I wanna show you on the right side. That's what the right side look like. Okay, I just gonna keep sewing back and forth till I reach the armpit here, and then I will meet you guys back in, and we're gonna start sewing the sleeve. Okay, I'll meet you guys back in when you reach the armpit. Okay, now I sew my cardigan from the bottom up till I reach the armpit here, and then next we're gonna use the same tail, and we're gonna sew the sleeve part, this part. Okay, just gonna turn a little bit here. Oh, it's pretty big. I'm sure you guys know how to sew this part, but I'm gonna show you guys anyway. So I'm just gonna continue sewing. So the first stitch here, and then first stitch on the other side there. And then next stitch here. The next stitch there. It's so the same when we sew the shoulder part. Next stitch here, and next stitch there. Next stitch here, next stitch there. Next stitch here, and next stitch there. Okay. Alright, so I'm just gonna continue sewing all the way down till I reach the color B section, and I'm gonna use the tail that we left earlier to sew this part. But I will meet you guys back in again when you come to this part. Now I reach the color B section here, and I already cut some of my tail, so I just gonna weave the end of this color. But before that, I just gonna tie those tails together, tie a couple knots, and I can weave the end later. And then I'm gonna bring my color B here. This is the tail that we left earlier. I'm just gonna use this tail, sew the color B part here. Just continue sewing the same. Next stitch here, next stitch there. The reason I use this color because if I use this color, it'll show a little bit on the other side, so I don't want that. So that's why I tell you guys to leave this earlier, to leave this tail earlier, just to sew this part. Okay, I'm just gonna sew in here real quick. I'm gonna go pretty quick because pretty sure you guys know how to sew this part. Okay, I'm at the end here. So it's look like I'm just gonna tie this tail together, and then you're gonna weave the end, all the ends. Weave the end, trim the tail, make sure it's secure, and you're done. That's how we sew the cardigan together. And you're gonna sew the other side exactly the same. Okay? And when you have the other side sewn, and I will meet you guys back in. So next we're gonna make the collar. Okay, so first you need to turn your cardigan the right side out. So now the right side is facing me. Okay, like I said, this is pretty big, so I cannot show you the whole project, so I just gonna show you in here. So here is the right side out. Okay, and we will start at the new yarn. I'm gonna use the color B. So we start at the new yarn at the right front corner here, right front panel corner right here. Okay, and which is the right side of your work. We're gonna crochet all the way up till we reach the neck area, and we're gonna continue crocheting all the way down to the left front panel till we reach the left corner panel. Okay, yeah, I think let's get started. So here is the right front corner, and I bring my color B, and I insert my hook into the first stitch here, and bring the new yarn out and tie a knot, and then insert the hook into the same stitch, pull up a loop and make 3 chains. 1, 2, 3. And in the first 3 chains count as 1 double crochet, and we're gonna make 1 double crochet into each stitch across. Okay, so next stitch here, we're gonna yarn over, insert the hook into next stitch, pull up a loop, you have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and then you have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through both loops. This is the second double crochet because we count the chain 3 as 1 double crochet. Okay, we're just gonna repeat that. Yarn over, insert the hook into next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops. Okay, repeat that. Yarn over, insert the hook into next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops. Now we have 4. Just keep repeating this. Okay, that's what it looks like. You're gonna keep making 1 double crochet into each stitch till you reach the neck area here, and I will meet you guys back in. Now I reach the neck area here. So the neck area, I have 6 rows open, right? And we're gonna make 1 double crochet into each stitch, which is the end of each row. So you should have 6 stitches here around the neck area. So the first stitch is right here. Yarn over, insert the hook into the first stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and the next stitch, this one, next stitch this one. So now I have 3. Next stitch this one. 4. Next stitch this one. 5. Next stitch this one. And 6. Okay, and then I'm gonna turn this way. We're gonna work all the way back down to the left front panel. So the first stitch is gonna be difficult to see, this one. So yarn over, insert the hook into the stitch. Oh, actually, sorry. The first stitch is this one. It's difficult to see sometimes. Okay, next stitch. And then next stitch. Next stitch here. Okay. Alright, so you're gonna continue make 1 double crochet into each stitch all the way down till you reach the left front corner here. Okay, and I will meet you guys back in. Okay, now I reach the left front corner here, and from the right front corner all the way around the neck, all the way down to the left, and I have 126 double crochet stitches. If you have more or less than that, it's okay, totally fine. Okay, and now, so this is row 1. Okay, for row 2 I'm gonna chain 3. 1, 2, 3. You can chain first and turn, or turn first and chain, doesn't matter. And then the chain 3, first 3 chains count as 1 double crochet. So now I'm gonna turn, and then I'm gonna work 1 double crochet back all around the neck area, go back down to the right front panel. Okay, so like I said, first 3 chain count as 1 double crochet. So the first stitch gonna be this one that you're gonna make double crochet into. Okay, so yarn over, insert the hook into next stitch here, not this one. Okay, the very first stitch is ear stitch for the 3 chain, so you're gonna insert the hook into next stitch. So yarn over, insert the hook into next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull 2 loops, yarn over, pull 2 loops. Now I have 2, and keep making 1 double crochet into each stitch. Oops, sorry. Next stitch. Next stitch here. Okay, that's what it looks like. You're gonna keep making 1 double crochet into each stitch across till you reach the right front corner, and I will meet you guys back in. Now I reach the right front corner again, and then for the last stitch, don't forget you're gonna make the last double crochet into the 3rd chain that we did, because we count this as the stitch. Okay, so the last stitch gonna be the 3rd chain here that we did. So I'm gonna yarn over, insert the hook into the 3rd chain there. It's difficult to see sometimes, so be careful. Okay, all right, so the end of row 2, I have the same amount of the stitches of row 1, because we not increase or decrease. So I have 126 stitches. Okay, so now row 3 to row 8, we're gonna repeat row 2. Okay, which is chain 3 and turn. The chain 3 count as 1 double crochet. Oh, it's very big. And then repeat row 2, 1 double crochet into each stitch across. So I'm gonna yarn over, insert the hook into next stitch here. Okay, this one, okay? Pull up a loop, yarn over, put two loops, yarn over, put two loops. And repeat that. Oops, sorry. Yeah. All right. See, that's what it looks like so far. You're gonna keep repeating this and make sure to count your stitches so you know increase or decrease by accident. And don't forget to make the last double crochet into the third chain. Okay, that we did. Third chain here too. All right. So I will meet you guys back in when I come to the end of row 8. Okay, so now I have 8 rows here. And then this is the end of row 8. I just gonna cut the yarn and weave the end. So cut the yarn, just leave a little bit of tail, just enough to weaving the end. And then pull the yarn through. And I'm gonna bring my yarn needle. And we can now weave the end. And then I just gonna weave the end. I insert my needle there. And I weave the end this side. Okay, make sure it's clear and then you trim the tail. And you're done with this part. And then next, you're just gonna need to weave all the ends. Okay, and like I said, you need to weave all the ends and then you're done. And I love this design a lot. One of my favorite. I love the color of the cuff and then the color there. It's very beautiful color. I love it a lot. And I just gonna show you guys. I cannot show the whole thing, and again, so sorry for that. I just gonna show you the neck area here. It's very beautiful. See, don't forget to weave all the end here as well. And yeah, after you weave all the end, that means you're done. And congratulations, you just create a very beautiful long cardigan. And I would love to see your cardigan as well. Please text me on Instagram or Facebook. I will put all the link in description below. I hope you enjoy making this project. If you do, please give it a thumb up and subscribe to my channel. And please share my video as well if you enjoy making it, okay? And thank you so much for watching. I will see you next video. Bye bye.